Radio, and this tagline was the art and science of being aware and getting there. I can't remember the maybe it was bigger than me. Maybe it was bigger than me, but I feel like it was something else. But it was like the art and science. So there's an art to it, right? To showing up in excellence. There's an art to living powerfully, but there's also a science to it. And I mean science as in scientifically proven. Everything I'm talking about, this mindset, the neuroscience of the brain, but also the divinity. Like the beauty of it is it's all connected. Like it's all saying the same things. I've read like 1,000 books, not like 1,000, over 1,000 books. I stopped counting at 1,000 books, and because I'm a nerd, I admit that I loved reading as a child. I didn't play with baby dolls. I didn't see the fun in that. Sorry. I was a bit of a tomboy, so I mean, I could do the flips with skateboarding. I could climb a tree better than most. I'm a Florida girl, so, 365, we could be out, outside. So, played sports and was very athletic. And so I say all that to say, I've always been comfortable being my authentic self. Just because I was a girl didn't mean I needed to play with baby dolls, right? I loved girly things. Like I loved having my hair in bows. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like what I like, but I didn't like what people, made it seem like you should want, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I liked what I liked. But I also enjoyed just, walking in my own truth. And so, if that's the lesson for each of us, no matter what somebody else says about what you should be doing, follow your heart, follow your wisdom for yourself. Listen to hopefully both your divine calling, but also, again, the science of success talks about you believing in those possibilities, in those 3 Ps, like being clear that you have a purpose, understanding that you have power beyond your wildest dreams, and then being open to the infinite possibilities that is there for you. So the 3 Ps, they matter. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about divine intervention today, just a little bit, and then I'll go into some science, and then I had some technology issues on my laptop, so I'm working from my phone. So I'm pivoting, right? That means God must have somebody wanted me to talk about what I'm talking about. So I had a whole thing. Oh, I was going to share. So I came to, let me just say this part. So I'm not going to call any names. I'm not going to say anybody's name, but I am going to say that I have had horrible things happen to me where people promised me X and things expected to happen and they didn't follow their word. And it's impacted me negatively financially, right? It is what it is. Because I also believe that everything happens for a reason, the good and the bad. Are you with me? The good and the bad. Okay. So I owe people money, a lot of people, some friends even money, because this other person owes me money. And it's like, you know what? It is what it is. I still wish her well. And that to me is the kind of grace that God provides to us that we provide to other people as well. Does that make sense? Like I'm not calling no names out because it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is when bad things happen to you, and again, I could give you a list, which I won't until I'm on the other side of this. I'm not gonna ever say anybody's name, but I'm gonna talk about some of the things that were happening. But today, what I can tell you is I'm actually house sitting. I've been doing some house sitting in these luxurious homes. If I circled around and you could see the place that I'm at right now, well, I'll probably, so I don't know if you can see out this window, but that's just like the patio. There's high ceilings, it's glass everywhere. I'm on Camino Island. I decided to just be sitting in the dining area, but there's just amazing. It's like, I don't think I'm going to know how to live regular. Okay. And I call myself homeless adjacent. You know what I mean? Homeless adjacent is being transparent. That's being like really authentic. So I'm going to be participating in an 8-week business cohort. So this is kind of the kickoff to that. So we had last week was kind of an intro. But in order for me to be fully authentic, then I got to put all my business, not all, but enough of my business on the table so you understand who you're dealing with. So I am Dr. Traci Harrell. I'm not a medical doctor. I am not a PhD doctor. I have a professional honorary doctorate, which I couldn't be more proud of. I have 2 master's level degrees, and I didn't need any more academics, in my life, honestly. But to have my community and an accredited institution, right, in my community recognize my contributions, that's what an honorary doctorate is, right? You still go through the process, you wear the thing, you walk through the thing. It's over a year of a process, but other people, right, put me up for this thing, as well as I was honored with the this is when Joe Biden was in office. It was a Joe Biden Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. And again, these are called receipts. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever you want to say, but I got receipts for what I'm saying. Okay. Receipts are saying like I've shown up in community as much as I possibly can. You can't do all the things. You can't keep doing things, you know, that you've done in the past. But I have receipts for my level of contribution, both, you know, supporting nonprofits, you know, when I was in the corporate world for 30 years, 25, 30 years, I had to do the math, depending on how you think about it. 8 years at IBM. I worked both domestic and international, 14 years at the Disney company and 5 years at Microsoft. So, you know, that's 25 years as it relates to true corporate. Those are my 3 jobs that I've had, my career in the corporate space. But while I was in those roles, right, technology roles, finance roles, I really did never love finance. So I was blessed enough to be able to take on special projects that were in the finance arena, but not just like finance with spreadsheets. Like that was, I actually hated it, even though I have a finance degree. I feel like it was just not exciting. Like there was no contribution really. So when I started working on projects and becoming a project manager, an official, you know, certified project manager through the Project Management Institute and all that kind of stuff, like that's when I was like, oh, this is magic. This is where you can turn your finance degree into something even more magical. And I say this background to say I used to do these things around diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like I was president of the they call them diversity resource groups or employee resource groups, where, you know, like at Disney, for example, it was called Pulse, People United to Lead, Serve, and Excel. That was one of the groups. And you know, it was just because I was brave and courageous, and I knew that there were certain things that we needed to do collectively. And I think when I first came in, there was like a Caribbean group, an African group, like people were trying to splinter off. And I'm like, hey, together we're stronger. And I just wanted to make sure we started doing things so that the Haitian group knew that we, you know, of African descent, all of us together will be celebrating all the things. So we would do like these Haitian awareness, you know, things, and Caribbean awareness, and whatever, like African, whatever country you're from, like you got something that is important to you, it's important to us, if that makes sense. So this idea of collective works, right? Kind of going back to the stuff we talked about with Kwanzaa, this idea of collective works has always been really important to me. So when I pause and I talk about us having a mission, it's been part of my mission to say, hey, we are stronger together, which is why you see Better Together Empowerment Series. It's why the work that I learned, the things that I know to be true, that are valuable to you as an individual, as a leader in your community, as an entrepreneur, whatever your role is, right? There's things that I know. So I wouldn't show up here if I didn't feel like there was value. So I say all that to say I got receipts. So with the Joe Biden Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, that was really recognizing my work in diversity and service and community. It was like they were talking. I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I was teared up. Choked up at people supporting me. Some of the work I did with the National Black MBA Association, but I also worked for SCORE. Like this, you know, I was this is like offering your services for free. SCORE is where you are a business mentor. And being able to be a business mentor and more. Like I said, I volunteered. I was their DEI lead, diversity, equity, and inclusion lead as well, but also providing free, service, free coaching to businesses. And I do this stuff well. I'm brilliant. Like I say that, I don't mean that as a brag. I mean that as a fact. Like this is what I do, and that's why I show up here for you. Okay. So, but my brilliance is just meaning I want to offer my gifts, meaning I've been blessed with learning some things and knowing some things and being able to see some things and being able to apply that to other people's business. Okay, like that's a blessing, and I can do that for each of you. He's gonna put my thing on my email on the. I'm not selling anything. This is all for free. So I show up here, and I've been offering. Look at her. She's so cute. Thank you. So you can reach out to me. Like I'm looking for real people who have real problems that we can solve on the show. Like I'm literally inviting you to like reach out to me, put live show, guest or something. And I love to talk to you. And the reason I'm saying that is if you guys remember, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I was talking about a lady who wrote a book, and I don't know if my producer still has it. I emailed it to him a while ago, a couple of weeks ago, but her book was called Shouting Silence. Her first name is Aja, and Shouting Silence is the name of the book. It's available on um, Google. I think I got it from Amazon, right? And I met her. I was at a Washington State Coalition of African Community Leaders. I was at one of their events, and her son was there in a youth panel, and he was brilliant. And I didn't even know it was her son. I just knew that this guy, this one of these, and all the youth were amazing, but this guy clearly stood out. Like was very articulate. He was very authentic. And so afterwards, I told him all like, great job. But I was like, where your mama at? I was like, who is your mama? I was like, because you were exceptional. Like, And so I say that to say this woman who I was going to be doing some work for, and I mentioned her business, and she also wanted to be a speaker. She was diagnosed with cancer. So like 2 weeks ago, she, we had been talking about trying to do it. And then they were like, hey, we're going to get you in as soon as possible. So she literally has had the procedure. But what she told me about her story was, she said she had done all her annual exams. And this is the reason I'm putting this out there. None of us are promised tomorrow, but she had done all of her exams. They came back negative. And then she had a dream of, she said her ex-husband, saw her in a crowd and pulled her forward and was like, hey, he basically somehow brought attention to that part of her body and I don't know if he kissed her there or something, or put his mouth there and was like sucking out poison. This is what she said in her dream. And then she said, he spit it out. He's like, oh, it's bitter, but you're going to be fine. And somehow with and I'm not telling her story the way I'm sure she would, but the fact that she had a dream, which she felt like was a message from her creator, which was like, hey, something is not right. And it was someone that she trusted, even though she wasn't in a relationship with him anymore. It was someone that she trusted. She went to back to her doctors and was like, hey, I need you to check closer here. Like whatever the spot is. I don't know, when you have lymph node things. And they were like, why? And she advocated for herself. She said, I just know something's wrong. They did the test, they found something, did the biopsy or whatever, and came back and was like, good news. Like, first of all, how did you know there was something wrong? Because typically whatever this type of cancer she had it didn't normally show up until like stage 3 or 4, right? Until much further down, because it's like one of those silent killers that whatever. And so she's like, I just knew. She knew because she believed that there was a higher power working for her good. I'm just giving you an example of this story. She had her surgery. I want to kind of close her story, then I'll come back to the lesson of the story. But so we obviously put her business work on pause while she focused on her health. She just had this procedure. She put me in a group of people that she's connecting with that are loving her up. And I just wanted to say, of course, I pray for her daily, that she continues to heal. And she believed that there was something bigger than her. So, when I say the name of my company is It's All Bigger Than Me Ministry, and It's All Bigger Than Me Consulting, those businesses are about me knowing that it's bigger than me. And the Leandra Johnson song, like when you see it, it's so good. It's just so good. I don't know if I can play it, if my producer can play it here. If you do, just start playing it and I'll shut up. But it's so good, and you can play it side by side, then I'll talk like while it's playing if you want to pull it up. But the fact that she believed that there was a higher power, so she allowed a dream to influence her real life. She allowed a vision to influence what she, knew to be right for her. And so, I guess my ask for each of you is to, continue to be open to these bigger possibilities. The fact that, whatever your dreams or hopes are, that the timing is not yours. It belongs to the creator, right? I'm pointing up, the creator of the universe. And so people like to say that, God's timing is perfect, and God's timing is perfect. Whether you believe in God or Buddha or whomever, whatever, if you believe in something that's bigger than you, right? That sets a stage for you to be able to show up in the world in a way that is truly elevated, right? When you know the universe is conspiring for your good, just believe that to be true. The universe is conspiring for your good. So when bad things happen, circling back to my current situation, well, I'm still waiting, right, for someone to pay me what they, so, and, um, I owe other people because this person owes me. And it's like, okay, I just want it to be done. I need it to be behind me. It's not behind me yet. And despite that, I have never been happier. I just wanted you guys to know that, like, you'll see the story. I'm telling you a little bit of the story, enough for you to understand that, like, I'm not pretending like everything is like great, but I couldn't be happier, right? I can't let another person steal my joy. Just when someone doesn't treat you well, you showing up well and in excellence is the gift. Like that is grace. That is the joy. That is the beauty of life. And so I'm more proud of the fact that it's been so dang on long where I should be like thinking horrible things about this person. And in my heart of heart, I honestly want her to be successful. I just want to give me my money so we can, so I can put this behind me. But I still want her to be successful. Like I want more than anything for this person to be successful. That to me is my win. Does that make sense? Like if I had to think about why am I going through this shenanigans? Like I don't deserve it. I've only contributed to this person's life, like over contributed, like, oh my God. And I'm seeing it as a challenge that allows you to show up. It's like your Jedi superpowers. When these things are happening around you, can you show up in peace? Can you show up with joy? That is a superpower. So I just wanted you to know that's what I'm doing right now. It is 6:26. So I think my producer's going to ask me to take a break in about 1 minute. So let me just tell you what's going to happen when we come back. I just had to put that out there into the universe. When we come back, we're going to actually talk about how you can show up in excellence in everything you do. Hopefully, by that time, I'll be able to have my computer hooked in. But this is really important to talk about grace and excellence and believing, like having faith no matter what's happening. I didn't get, my friend had a negative medical diagnosis, right? Cancer, and nobody wants that, right? But she's showing up with such grace and such joy. It makes me love her even more, right? She has a community of people that are pouring into her. Again, it makes me love her even more. So my ask to each of you, even if things are not excellent or wonderful, right? In the traditional sense, I'll put that in air quotes of the words, right? Know that you are blessed, that you are loved, and that you have a purpose, and that the possibilities for you are endless. And you believing that will help you show up differently. No matter what's happening around you, you get to show up with joy. No matter what anyone is doing or what the universe or the world has brought to you, right? Whatever diagnosis it is, just know that all will work out. And stay with us, and we'll talk more about you living powerfully and what it means to truly, truly elevate in life. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and on Twitter at Rainier Ave Radio.
Buying a home isn't just a purchase, it's a legacy move. Maybe you're just starting your home ownership journey, or maybe you're a homeowner who's fallen behind on your mortgage, property taxes, or HOA dues. Wherever you are on your path, Washington Home Ownership Resource Center connects you to trusted guidance every step of the way. Vetted resources, trusted referrals, real support. If homeownership is your goal, or you're trying to protect the home you already have, don't face it alone. Visit homeownership-wa.org or call the Homeownership Hotline at 877-894-4663 today. The Washington Home Ownership Resource Center, educating and empowering future and current homeowners in Washington State.
Hey, Seattle, tune in to Lidline Sports every Monday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
What up, yo? We are back. This is Pep, and the man that don't take no mess, Mr. O-P-I-S, Mr. Stevenson. What say you?
I hope you see the hat that I'm wearing right now. That's how mad I am.
I do. Man, you are angry.
I just want to make that be known.
Tune in to Lidline Sports every Monday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Lidline Sports.
What do you get when culture, climate, and community collide? You get Earth Deserves More Than a Day. Rainier Avenue Radio and King County Park stew down with a week of real talk, real people, and real solutions. This ain't your average Earth Day. Tune in and feel the energy, because the movement is now.
What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Queen Bree, inviting you to come join me on Clean Greens Living. Broadcasted Tuesdays, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. On Clean Greens Living, we talk farming, community, and ways to being healthy. So come join me and let's discuss ways to create a healthier you and a healthier community.
Calling all entrepreneurs. Evergreen BizLink is your hub for business technical assistance, tools, and financing 24/7. At the heart of Evergreen BizLink is a free resource navigator connecting you to over 130 nonprofit partners all across Washington state. Evergreen BizLink is a powerful network of business partners ready to support you and your business. Visit www.evergreenbizlink.com, empowering businesses to succeed.
Here with the Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update. You can listen to us in your car 24/7 anytime by downloading the free TuneIn app. Once you do, search Rainier Avenue Radio. And remember, do not curse out your fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update.
Hey y'all, this is Dr. Traci Harrell. So I said we're gonna do two things today. We're gonna kind of close out with the I really had to talk about a little bit of the core message around faith, focus, and follow through, right? Like, why are we here? Because I had to talk a little bit about my why, and I wanted to remind everyone that even when bad things happen, you get to show up in excellence. You get to show up in joy. You get to show up, right, with the level of peace and grace, no matter what's happening around you. So what I used to amplify, and I haven't talked about probably on the show in too long, so I thought today is a perfect day. So we are going to get into a little bit more of the technology side in the future, but starting next week. And the reason I say the technology side next week, since I've poured so much of my time, life, and energy into other companies and other businesses. And like I said, I got receipts. Anybody can say whatever you want to say about me. What you can't say is Traci don't show up for people. You can't say it. I got all the receipts. Dr. Traci Harrell, right? Not medical doctor, not PhD doctor, but the for me, the best. What I'm so proud of is this professional honorary doctorate, right? That I went through the same process as an accredited institution. I got the documentation, right? Like, that is who I am. But I'm proud of that. Like, you can't take that from me. But what I can't take from myself is I haven't focused on my own business. Like, I've been pouring into so many other people that I haven't focused on my business. So what I'm still inviting you all to do is tell me some issues, challenges that you have, and how I can help you with your business or your life. I'm just saying, like, I'm a certified transformational coach. I am a AI strategist, an AI business consultant. So AI is part of it. But remember, the first AI, the AI for everyone is about amplifying your impact, the impact that you want to make in your life, amplifying your intent, your imagination, your intuition, all those things, right? Like, that's important too. That's the first half. It's one side of the coin, and this first side of the coin for me, right? Like, being clear, what do you want to accomplish in life? What do you want to accomplish? Let me slow down and get excited. What would you like to accomplish in life? Once you're clear on what you would like to accomplish in life, the flip side is I can also help you both as a consultant and as a coach, but also as an AI business strategist, like certified transformational coach. This is what I do, right? But we got to first be very clear on what is your why. And so, I talked earlier about faith. That's really important to me. But purpose, so whether it's the spiritual side or the scientific side, they both say the same thing. Good news. Yay. Right. The neuroscience of the brain says, like, if you believe something to be true, it will be true. Like, you will literally phase out. You can't even see right? The things that aren't aligned with what you believe. Does that make sense? Like you will create the outcome that you desire based on what you believe. So you want to believe, you want to have faith that everything's going to work out for your good. Even when people don't do right, it's okay, right? That's them. They got to deal with their creator. You deal with yours, and you are the one that got to show up with excellence, right? And with grace. So this idea of faith, I say faith, focus, and follow through. Faith is this idea of purpose. What is your why, right? So believing that you have a purpose. Focus is the power. You want to focus on your goals. You got to be intentional. We talk about that a lot too. So where your energy flows is where your power goes. Hello, you know what I'm saying, right? So this isn't just me. This is scientific. This is biblical. All the things, they all say the same thing, right? And then the follow through is like what becomes real. It's like the actions that you take, these possibilities, they only become reality when you take action. Hello? Just had to pause for a second. The possibilities become a reality when you take action. So this show really is about faith, focus, and follow through. It's about power, right? Your purpose, your power, and the possibilities. Like what can you create? Anything. Like it's March. And I can't believe it's at the end of March, which means we just had a new year. If you're not a quarter of a way through whatever you thought you were going to accomplish, let's get it together. Let's show up and let's straighten up and let me be here for you. This is what I love to do. This is what I love to do. Period. So I can keep talking, but I want to set a little bit of a stage so you guys are understanding what's going to happen. For anyone who reaches out to me, and again, we got the email here on the screen. It's Traci, Traci at livingpowerfullyapp.com. Put in your subject, live show, help me. No, just joking. Like, look, gotta be something because I don't look at my email probably as closely as I should. No, I'm just joking. So what I need to do is definitely put live show, living powerfully, like make it very clear. Live show is in the subject. That would be great. But I want to, and if you're like, I don't want to be on your show, I just want you to help me and you can use my example, then that's fine too. I'm more than happy to do that. Like if you don't want to come on and tell your story, that I can just generically talk about a thing and a purpose. And then, but I love helping people. So that kind of helps me to also help you. And, it's just one of the things I love to do. And what I'm going to do, this is the flip side of this coin. I guess the coin only has two sides. So maybe it's a whole nother coin. Right. So I'm always, I guess the who am I going to help? So I'm going to help people who reach out to me for sure, but I'm also going to help myself as I help you. So there is a 8-week business program that Debrina Jackson Gandy is leading as a part of her Masterminds Unlimited program. And if you guys know Debrina Jackson Gandy, talk about receipt. She shows up in community for her people. She's led a series of like women empowerment, but she also has 3 best-selling books. One of them is called Love Lies, so it's about relationships. But she has, I think her first book was called Sacred Pampering Principles. She had another book that's called All the Joy You Can Stand. But she also just has receipts because in community, she shows up for her people. So she's my business coach as well. I'm a certified transformational coach. I've done that through 3 different groups. I'm a certified through the Success Magazine. So I'm a certified success coach. I'm certified through David Bayer. He has certified facilitators. So I'm actually certified there. But Debrina has a program that is a certified transformational coach program. And because I had already done those programs, Debrina's the part of that really helped me was focusing on me, right? Making sure, that I was leveling my self up, my work up, my business up, being clear on that. So I say all that to say, she has another program. She has an 8-week program that she's leading right now. It's called an 8-week Black business cohort. You don't have to be Black. You don't even have to be an entrepreneur but what I'm going to do every week for the next 8 weeks, I'm going to be very intentional, is I'm going to talk about some of the things we learned, and then I'm going to share how I applied them in my life and my business. And if any of you want to come in and say, hey, I need to, show me or help me or whatever the case may be, I'm more than happy to do that with you as well, and just take you on that journey. But I'm going to do it, and I'm going to like apply kind of the lessons learned in this 8-week business cohort. And I'm going to apply AI to everything that we're asked to do. So you can see how, again, if I say AI for everyone, I'm going to amplify my impact in community because I'm going to focus on my business too. Does that make sense? I have a whole lot of things I've done. But I like this one specifically because I haven't been as intentional. I've had some medical issues, and I put those in quotes. I don't even talk about them because I feel like I don't want to give them any energy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I say what you talk about, amplifies. And so I don't talk about any like medical situation. I don't even talk about negative things in general, right? Because it's like, don't give it that kind of energy. I want to put my energy on positive things and the things I want to amplify. So what you'll hear me do for the next 8 weeks, it'll be our 8-week business upgrade, right? She calls it the business upgrade system. So I'm going to call it the 8-week business upgrade. And I'm going to do the living powerfully with AI application, right? Meaning I'm going to listen to everything she said. I'm going to make sure I credit them with and she has different speakers for different weeks. So she has one of my favorite business people in the world, Louis Rudd, who was co-founder of Ezel's famous fried chicken. Most of us know Ezel's. So he's clearly an entrepreneur who knows what he's talking about. So there's real business people, for different topics. Keisha Credit, who is she works in corporate, but she also is an entrepreneur, and she's done amazing stuff with social media. So she's going to be, one of the highlighted guest speakers, I think is what they're called in the program. So over the next 8 weeks, like I said, if you want to like get ready. We're going to be very intentional. I'm going to still also make sure, if anybody because people have emailed me and they talked about, which is another reason why I wanted to talk about this faith factor thing, because I had this one lady who's reached out to me several times in the past, and I've spoken to her individually, but she has she talked about like sometimes not feeling like she wanted to get out of bed, right? And I always tell people that therapy is a beautiful thing. A lot of us don't talk about mental health in the sense of we need sometimes therapy and medications, and I ain't mad at none of that, right? So I'm not a therapist, so I can't support. I have a few recommendations, right? There's a lot of these mental health groups that are out there. There's a Black one I know, and there's just a lot of groups, right? A lot of individuals who are providing amazing resources in community now. And so, when she said she has a difficult time getting out of bed, and she's like, whenever I hear you speak, you're so excited, and I want to be excited about something like that. I'm excited because I'm showing up doing exactly what I was meant to do. So I asked her about what she loves to do. She mentioned children, and I love that. And so when she talks about her business and how she likes to support children, it's like, oh my God, that is so exciting. So we were able to go down that path and get her excited about or reconnected to the thing that she loves, and then do one thing every day aligned with what you love. So this idea of faith, focus, and follow through, it's really more of a conversation. Faith as a word is not passive. It's about decision energy, right? It's believing something before there's evidence, right? Like I believe that everything happens for a reason, that my life is charmed even when shenanigans are showing up for me. Does that make sense? When someone owes me money, which makes me owe other people money, that's the worst feeling possible, right? Because you feel like you're dependent. But it's like, it is what it is. I can't change it at the moment. I believe this person is going to pay me, and then I'll be in my back. I can pay my other people who owe me, because she'll, I believe that will be closed out very, very soon. I won't have to even think about it again. But I still have to check in with people that I owe and say, hey, she still hasn't paid me. And you know what I mean? So, and I say that with love and joy. And like I said, I still want her to do well. Like, I'm not saying nothing negative, and I'm mixing in nobody's name, but I am saying that you have to have a vision. And so for me, when bad things are happening, I believe from a faith perspective that it's just to strengthen my grace. my ability to show up with grace, even in the midst of shenanigans, right? It's kind of like a bridge to your purpose, right? If you think about whatever you're willing to believe, even when it's uncomfortable, right? You want to pause and ask yourself right now, are your beliefs empowering you to something better, or are they limiting you? So that's kind of the thing. Like, it's a good belief if it's empowering you to achieve the goals in your life. If it's making you feel good, it's a empowering belief. But we also have beliefs that are limiting beliefs, limiting, limiting, limiting beliefs. So they take you down. When the lady said she had trouble getting out of bed, I'm like, why? Like, we had to talk about the beliefs. Remember, beliefs are like the wind. You can't see it, but it's the patterns that show up around you, right? The patterns. And so we had to talk about the beliefs that she has. And so, we were able to kind of work through some of that. But, where your attention goes is where life grows, right? So that intentional direction of saying when negative things happen, you do not want to focus on the negative. It's happening. I'm not saying pretend it isn't happening. No. The lady who got her cancer diagnosis, she went to the doctor. She followed up with the doctor. She's had her procedures, but she ain't thinking about, oh, Lord, and poor is me. No, she was like, oh, thank God that I got this diagnosis early. Woo, they found it and it was a stage 2. Woo, like she was celebrating the good parts of it. Not like, woe is me. Oh my God, I got cancer. No. So you got to make sure that distraction is the number one destroyer of your power. When bad things happen, you can put negative energy on a person or a thing, and that is a distraction. That is negative for you. You can't be powerful if your energy is scattered to negative things. That's why living powerfully is about focusing on the positive and amplifying the positive. Hopefully this all makes sense, and I'm not. So I got 15 minutes. Okay. 12, he's saying. Okay, so when you think about that mental, emotional, and the behavioral side, so mental is what you think about, emotional is kind of what you feel consistently, and then the behavioral is what you actually do. Like, how are you showing up? And so you want those things to be consistent and aligned, because power isn't something that you get, it's something that you direct, right? So we talk about purpose, power, and the possibilities. Knowing that anything is possible is critical. Those 3 P's. The bridge to power is not control, it's alignment. It's making sure what you believe, that mental energy, right? What you think about, you're not wasting no energy on negative people or negative things. You're assuming it's going to work out. You're putting your energy a little something to make it work out, but you can't control other people either. So it's the joy. So you want to make sure your mental energy is aligned with your emotional energy, what you feel, right? You can't let bad people or negative people take you down a negative path, no matter how horrible they are. You can't, right? You want to believe, wish them well and keep it moving. Okay, so stay with me here. The lady got the negative cancer diagnosis. I've been so proud of her, how she shows up. Focusing on the positive. We caught it early. I'm so glad I had this dream. I went back to the doctors, right? Great story. Great story. So again, thank God we don't have that particular story to tell, but it's a great story, right? So this idea of consistency being the bridge between your vision and your reality, showing up consistently. So remember those 3 P's, we talked about purpose, power, and possibilities. And then the 3 F's, faith, focus, and follow through. They're aligned, right? You have faith on that belief of something higher than you, focus on the positive, the outcomes that you want, and follow through. Take action. Faith, focus, follow through. Come on, y'all, stay with me. Purpose, power, and possibilities. Now, hopefully this repetition will get you excited about what you can do to create the life of your dreams. Now, as it relates to my business, this is kind of like the background. This is what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to apply it to a protocol that Debrina Jackson Gandy has built in her 8-week business cohort. So I may be talking about my faith, focus, and follow through, and I'll give you guys a celebration when reality shows up with what I believe will happen, right? Like, I believe this person, I spoke to them on last week and they said, you do A, B, and C, and we will pay you immediately. So I have every expectation this person's going to be of their word and they're going to pay me immediately. I will let y'all know when that happens and we will celebrate together. But even before it happens, that's the good part. Before it happens, it'll still my joy either way. Are you with me? So that concept of faith, focus, follow through, and the purpose, power, and possibilities you believe in, right? And what is possible is really, really important. Okay, so this is kind of like a micro framework. You want to decide, right? You want to decide what goals you want to accomplish. You want to start to believe the positive outcome that you desire. You want to stay focused on that no matter what happens around you. When new things come up, you want to adjust and stay focused on the positive, and then you want to finish strong. So if you had to say, like, so for people who are thinking about how does this apply to you, faith, focus, follow through, that's kind of generic. So I just want to make sure you're clear. You got to have decisions determine our destiny. So decide what you want to have accomplished and what you want to have happen in your life. You want to stay focused on those things and those things only. Don't be letting the distractions come in. That's why I said decide, start moving forward, take one step each day, and then stay focused no matter what shenanigans happens, typically from other people. But in general, even if it comes from you, stay focused on what you want to accomplish, adjust as needed, staying focused on what you hope to see happen, and then finish strong. So faith, focus, follow through, you want to really, really finish strong. So faith, focus, follow through aligns with the purpose, power, and the possibilities. So faith activates your purpose. Focus directs your power, and the follow through is what creates your possibilities. I've been talking about the PPPs and the FFFs. So probably left that out I haven't mentioned that in a while, but I just felt like I needed to talk about faith today. So the faith, focus, and follow through, it's perfectly aligned with what we've been talking about, which is power, purpose, and possibility. So when I say AI for everyone, this is how you amplify your impact yourself, right? Coaches are great, and I'm an amazing coach, and there are many amazing coaches out there, but you also have the ability to show up in excellence. And I'm fortunately, I'm a very positive person, so I can help other people be positive as well. But I also have not done enough work on my own business. All right. I have had some, like I said, I've had some medical situations happen, and I've kind of like dealt with them. But now over the next 8 weeks, you're going to see me be very, very intentional, focusing on my business and hopefully your business as well, right? And or your life. So whatever you're trying to accomplish, right? So we're going to make sure that there's clarity. And if your faith is weak, your purpose may feel unclear. If your focus is scattered, your power is going to be diluted. If your follow through is inconsistent, your possibilities stay unrealized. So I just want to make sure you understand why I'm telling you what to do, because if you don't, then these are the lives that we have. Like you're 3 months in and you're like, man, I said I was going to do A and I haven't done anything aligned with that. That's because you got to be very consistent. You got to have that faith, focus, and the follow through daily. Do one thing associated with your goals. And then you got to believe in your purpose, why you were put on this earth, the power that's within you, and the possibilities that are within you as well. So I just want to close in a way, because I know I'm about to get shut down. I'm about to get shut down on that. So you have to ask yourself 3 questions. What do I believe right now? That's the faith question, right? What do you believe about your purpose? Why are you here? I mentioned that I'm all about showing up for other people, but this next 2 months, I'm showing up for me too, right? And then as I show you what I'm doing with my business, I will also be helping you be very intentional. If you have a business, if you ever wanted to start a business, if you have a goal and you want to achieve that goal, each week show up and I will be with you to support you on your journey. That is my goal. So you want to ask yourself again, what do you believe now, right now, from a faith perspective? What is your purpose? Then you want to know, what do I need to focus on this week? This week, what am I going to focus on? And you just got to be very intentional and stay focused. No matter what shenanigans happens around you, ask yourself, based on this purpose that I say I want to accomplish, based on this thing that I want to accomplish, what do I need to focus on this week, right? And then daily, what will I follow through on today, no matter what? You could just list one thing. I try to list 3 a day, but you could just list one thing. Like, what am I going to follow through? Say you always wanted to start your business. Just do one thing today. Like, I'm going to do one thing every day toward my business and be very intentional and very consistent. So that's my final charge. If you think about living powerfully, right? It isn't about having everything figured out. It's not even about every day everything is wonderful and my life is perfect. No, it's the opposite. It's like when it's not perfect, how are you showing up? Come on now. AI for everyone. Amplified impact. Having an amplified impact. That's another, way we can focus on you is little baby. I got a little baby, right? A little fur baby. But this is how you get to show up. You get to show up knowing that even when things aren't figured out, even when things aren't showing up perfectly, it's about choosing daily to show up. See, he wants to say hello. It's so cute. Okay, so it's about living powerfully. Isn't about everything being figured out. It's about choosing daily to show up with faith, with focus, and with follow through. With faith, let me see. He put some things in the chat. I'm gonna see if I can read them right now. Oh, okay, guys. We got a few announcements I'm gonna share. Earth Day. Earth deserves more than a day. A day is just a month away. Oh, Earth deserves more than a day. It's just a month away, bringing a whole week of panels and broadcasts on environmental justice right here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. So it's going to be April 20th to the 25th. And for more information, you can go right now online to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. So again, Earth Day deserves more than a day. And then I know we're supposed to always say thank you to Rainier Avenue Radio and to Tony Benton and his crew right there at Rainier Avenue Radio. And to make more community broadcasts like this possible, feel free to donate to Rainier Avenue Radio on Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio or online at Rainier Avenue Radio World /donate. And we do thank you for making community broadcasting possible. I think those are my two announcements. And let's see if I can get back to you. If I close that down. Yeah, I did it. I love it. Okay. And guess what's next? Guess what show's next? And I'm wearing a Seahawks shirt for the boys. Woo! Yes, I put this on today. Yes, I'm sorry. Lidline Sports is next, and it's one of my favorite shows. It is the fastest hour in sports. And what I loved about this, I knew they were coming on today, and of course, this didn't. This is empowering because when you think about teams, the other thing, I think I have one more minute. When you think about teams, the other thing that's really important about Lidline Sports is that they have this I won't call it a bromance, but they have a brotherhood, right? They have a brotherhood, and they talk about the work that they love. They talk about the stuff that they love, which is sports. And that's why it's the fastest hour in sports, because they love what they're doing. And this is the work that I love to do too. So we're going to continue to be intentional. We're going to continue to help you to live your very best life. Again, AI, amplifying your impact for everyone. And then stay here, join us next week for AI for everyone and living powerfully with AI. Woo! I love my people. I love you all, and so excited about the next 8 weeks. We're going to be living powerfully with AI, and we're going to do it as a part of an 8-week business cohort. So stay with us. See you guys next week. Thanks.